Hi, I'm Alyssa, and I am the owner and operator of the Blank Studio, which is a fiber art studio. And but one of my favorite things to do that I've been doing ever since I was about 9 is knitting. So I would have to say, just in the last year, I've really excelled on my knitting, and wow, I've just learned so much in the last year, and I'm just using this space to share some of the things that I've gotten off the needles and some of the things that I'm working on and what my future prospects are. So, I mean, it's like Christmas here. I have so much stuff, and I also have a list. I'm gonna start with my favorite, which is the Busan sweater by Aegyo Knit, A-E-G-Y-O. I don't know how to pronounce it. I believe they're European, but anyway, I could just tell you, I love this sweater. I love the color. I picked blood orange. It's a fingering weight, held double with silk mohair. And as thick as this sweater seems, it's really comfortable. It has a lot of breathing through the fabric. So it's not as hot and bulky as it appears. It's really comfortable, except for up in the neck area where I'm very sensitive. It's very scratchy and very itchy, and it literally drove me nuts. So what I did was I went through my collection of vintage silk scarves. This is a gorgeous Christian Dior scarf. And, you know, I just kind of did this. Just tied it up in here, like so. Throw the sweater on over it. And now I am just like totally obsessed with all my vintage scarves, and I'm wearing them. I mean, it's fabulous. I feel like an old queen from Palm Springs. It's just to die for. It's the perfect way to just kind of keep warm in the house with a long sleeve t-shirt, and then you go outside and you throw this on, a little pop of color, right? So cute. I love this sweater. I love this sweater so much that I almost don't wear it because I'm just like, no, you're too special. This is for like date night. But anyhow, I love the construction because what happens is towards the end, you go down a needle size, and this tucks just perfectly right in the front. So it has this cocoon shape. And I thought I was gonna look really bulky in it because I'm so curvy and I'm very busty. But no, it actually really contoured well with my figure, and I'll show you a picture of me wearing it. But this is a great sweater, the Busan sweater in the colorway blood orange. Stunning. I don't remember what sweater this is. I'm gonna have to look it up and post it down below. Again, another fingering weight, merino fingering weight. I picked a very fine yarn and held double with silk mohair. But this one's a very interesting, the way that they did it, because what you do is you hold one strand of mohair. Well, you hold double with the wool, and then you drop the wool, the fingering wool, and then you continue with just the mohair. So you get this really cool stripe effect, which looks amazing underneath a white t-shirt. I love this sweater because it reminds me of my 1990s 9-inch nail Trent Reznor vibe, right? The industrial, deconstructed look that was, you know, minimalist goth. And I did some alterations on it. I went really long and narrow on the sleeves, again, to give that, you know, decon Trent Reznor vibe. And I made it long and I narrowed it down. I did not want the boxy, big, baggy sweaters. I really kind of wanted to get this 90s minimalist look. And so also what I did was I created a little, you know, broken, I don't know what you call this, ribbing, but I like that. It makes it fit better. And this looks great with leggings and some Doc Martens and, or, you know, some slick Prada boots. And it's very comfortable, it's very lightweight. I could wear this all the time, and I do. I'm loving it. So I'm not exactly sure which sweater this is. I'll have to do some research on that one. Next is, I do believe this is the Vinlig. I think so. This is a Woolfolk pattern. I wear this sweater all the time. This yarn from Woolfolk is just so comfortable, so soft. I can wear it indoors, I can wear it outdoors. I love the color palette. It goes with so many things that I wear. So simple, so easy. And yeah, I did the same thing here. That's the only alteration I did, was I did the, you know, the back's a little bit longer and then the front shorter. For me, this is a great look because I'm curvy, so it doesn't hug me on the hips too much. It has a nice shape, even though it's a boxy sweater, it still has a very nice shape, and the collar is really delicious. And I can wear this yarn on my skin, no problem. I love this pattern so much that I ended up knitting 2 of them. And this one I did oversized, huge, like 1980s, right? Full blown 1980s. This thing is a beast. And this is another one that I just wear all the time. And I love the color. I didn't want to go with black. I thought, let me pick up something different. And I love a really good dark navy that's almost black. I love that. And so, yeah, what is this yarn? I think it's the Time. I do believe so. It's their bulky weight. I wear this thing gardening. I mean, I don't care. I wear this all the time. And it's super long, so it's almost like, you know, with leggings, it's just so cute. Or even with some like really baggy trousers and you just get that, you know, real boho look. I love it. Super comfy. And it's one of those sweaters where you know, I don't care. I just throw it on, even though it's hand knit. And this type of yarn just gets better and better and better the more you wear it. It just kind of starts belting up like a flannel. Oh, I love it. Let's see, next. This is also Woolfolk yarn, held with some mohair. And this is my own pattern. This is absolutely a luscious sweater. I'm so proud of myself. Maybe someday I'll write it up and sell it. I mean, I'm not all that interested in being, you know, making patterns. But I might. I mean, it's simple enough. It still needs some work, but just look at this sleeve. I mean, it's Gothic, but it's just such a modern version of Gothic. It's so Chanel, it's so sophisticated. I love it. And my original thought on this was that it was going to be a bridal piece, and you know, I was going to sew some pearls in between here and do like this Renaissance thing, which I absolutely love. And then the you know, the back, I just started you know, I did a random a random pattern with this very simple cable. Really a fun knit, super fun knit. So I'm going to be knitting this up in several different sizes. You know, I'll do a turtleneck, I'll do a V-neck, I'll do a vest. I'm probably going to do like a very long wedding cape in white with pearls or, you know, something, but super cute. There's a couple of things that I need to work on. I felt like for me, since I'm so busty, this area in here was a little bit too bulky, and so I think the sleeve just needs to be super tight and fitted. So I'm working on that. My sleeve on this one was a little bit down, so I need to kind of, you know, bring it up, make it very slender, and then, you know, a nice bell shape. But isn't it beautiful? I mean, I'm loving the color even, which I didn't think such a neutral would look great on a blonde, but with some red lipstick and a red, you know, Louis Vuitton. I mean, it's very sophisticated, very stylistic, and I'm really proud of it. So I also, with this pattern, did a matching hat, which came out really cute. This one I'm definitely going to be releasing. But how adorable is this hat? I mean, it's so, I think it's so cute. I love and it took me a while because, you know, once you start decreasing, of course your patterning changes. So, you know, again, knitting, a lot of it is common sense, but when you go to actually write down the pattern so that people can follow it stitch by stitch, which I know a lot of knitters are like that. They have to have a pattern that they can follow stitch by stitch, or they get combobulated and you can't quite, you know, figure it out on your own, which is very American version of knitting. Like, we like to know every single detail. This is not like that. It's, you know, it starts getting tricky on the decreases. So you have to be creative on where these things go and how they go. So it's taken me a while to figure out how that works, you know, as you decrease. But it's so cute with my little bobble at the top. I love it. And then I did it in white. This is also fingering wool mixed, held triple with 2 strands of silk mohair. So this has a thicker fabric to it, but OMG, could you die? I mean, this is like, instead of a tiara, like, I'm getting married in a beanie. Like, just stop right now. How? I mean, that's like so hot, right? Like, dude, I'm getting married in a beanie. I'm getting married in Big Bear in the snow, and instead of a tiara, it's like I'm gonna be sporting a beanie. So yeah, this is part of the wedding collection. So you can see where I'm going. And then the cape is gonna be white and long. And you know, my background is a wedding dress designer, custom. For years, I had my own store. Oh, and here's another version. Oh, this is that fabulous bare naked wool that knits up like literally flannel. Really cute. So this pattern for me is really cute. Again, if I'm gonna incorporate some pearls or semi-precious something in these little, my little triangle X's, because I just think that's so, you know, Queen Elizabeth, very Renaissance. So that's gonna be really cute. Another hat that I knitted up that's kind of along the same lines, but not so much. This is a great yarn. It's really fun to work with. This hat is really easy and fun, and the kids love it and the adults love it, and it's just so fantasy. And I call this my unicorn hat, and the yarn is Nicolage. But how, come on, like seriously, how precious. I mean, it just makes you feel like, I feel like I'm a piece of walking candy. you know, like I'm a lollipop. I mean, I just think it's so adorable and it's so comfortable. It's just so much fun. It's like so elfy, you know, it's kind of like it's a raver. It's a raver beanie, like I'm going to Burning Man or something. And I did it in the lavender. Super easy fun. Like you could do this hat in a day. It's just too cute. And this one's okay. I mean, I actually like it. It's a basket weave. It just has kind of like, I don't know, hats are fun. You know, you scrunch it up. Hats are great. So those are my hats. I think that, okay, what I want to talk about is what I'm working on. Very excited. I picked up the Barbroe blouse I got it off of the Knitting for Olive. This yarn is this is the new yarn from Woolfolk. I had to have it just based on the color, and it's this very odd color. Like sometimes it's kind of like this bluish gray, and then other times it's kind of like just straight up lavender. Like when you put it up against black, it's just like this gorgeous lavender. And then other times it just looks like gray. The Barbroe blouse. Okay, I am not the greatest knitter in the world. I'm getting better. My tension is usually pretty sloppy, but I've gotten better. And this was a bit tricky for me. I can't believe that I've made it this far. The actual lace pattern is super easy to follow. Like you can memorize it. Like, you don't even need to look at the actual pattern. Not crazy about the construction where you have to, you know, do the Kirshner stitch up here at the top. The neckline, the directions for size 3 was non-existent. But I figured it out because it's, you know, common sense. I figured it out. This thing's gonna fit. I did knit based on my bust measurements. I started out as a size 4 and I actually went down half the needle size. Huge. And I thought, no, I need negative ease on this. I usually don't do sweaters negative ease, but I'm going for it because with my figure, like I figured out that this silhouette is gonna be perfect for my type of figure. So this is what I have so far, and I'm so excited, it's gonna fit. However, this is the back. I did like this cute little bauble, and then it connects up here. This is an eyelet, and it has some puff sleeves, and this fits. It's gonna look really good. It's a little baggy around the waist, which I wish I would have actually gone down a needle size. I probably could even go down another size on this, and you know, I'm busty, but this fabric, you can see it just like stretches. So very excited about this. The only reason why this isn't completed yet is because I had to buy some smaller needles to work on the collar, and you know, I'm not crazy about knitting a lace pattern with double pointed needles. I'd love to do it in the round, and I'm gonna try to do it in the round as long as possible. But I must say I've gotten better at knitting on double pin needles. You almost can't tell where I started and where I stopped. So I'm very proud of this. This is gonna look good. I haven't blocked it or anything. Super stoked about it. So on that note, after working on this and figuring out that this is gonna look great on my figure, I ran into this blouse on YouTube, and I am smitten. The Heirloom jumper by Fable Knitwear. She has a YouTube show just on this top, and I think it's genius. I totally think this is such a cute little pattern, and it's gonna be so easy. It's probably gonna, I don't know, as far as look, I'm not gonna say blow it out of the park, but this is gonna be very simple. She did an excellent job of constructing a beautiful structured sweater without any seams anywhere and with very simple stitching, and I love it. I'm probably going to bring it down a little bit longer, but it's really cute. So I've already ordered the yarn, and I'm really digging the yarn from Knitting for Olive. I've picked up some of their yarn a couple of times, and one of the yarns I picked up was the pomegranate, and I really, really like it. I like it better than the La Biami. This is 70% mohair, 30% silk. It's really soft, but it's a little bit thicker and more fuzzier than the La Biami. On that note, I had bought a bunch of this. I was gonna do a shawl with a friend of mine. I don't even know what yarn this is. I'll post it. But I love red. For a blonde, red is stunning. I wasn't so sure about this when I first got it. I was like, what is this color? This is not red. This is like a rust. I'm not a rust girl. But I mixed it with this, and this is what I got. So this is the #1 sweater by, I think it's My Favorite Things Knitwear. Oh, here's the front. And you know, again, it's the Gothic Renaissance, you know, belle sweater. It's very, I don't know what, you know, it's okay. It's the Scarlet Woman, the Scarlet Witch. That's what this is, and so that's what I'm vibing on, right? I'm invoking the Scarlet Woman. And so this is it, and the fabric is, I like it. I'm gonna knit this one up again. I actually got some lavender mohair, the thicker lavender mohair from La Biami, that I'm gonna buy more of this with, and I knitted a swatch. It's pretty sick. It looks really good. So I'll probably do another one of these in lavender, but this is fitting. I mean, this is a very easy pattern, and she does the continuous, I don't know how to say that word, but there's no seams. I think this is so genius, and Heirloom Jumper does the same thing. This for me is a great fit. I love the way that this shoulder fits just perfect, and I don't have to stop and start and pick up stitches and wah, Kirschner stitches. No, it's just, you're knitting your shoulder, and it fits perfect. It's got like this perfect little boom right there, right? Just perfect. I would love to see this in a V-neck, so maybe at some point I'll try to figure that out. I do look good in V-necks, but I'm happy with the boat neck, especially with the little, you know, silk blouse coming down. But yeah, the Scarlet Woman. And it looks good. I went down and on the waist size. I started with a 10.5 needle, went to the 10, and then I actually went down a needle size in the waist because I wanted to come in a little bit. So I went down to a 9, and then picked back up again on the 10. So this is actually coming along quickly, and I'm happy. I just wanted a quick knit in between waiting for needles for this thing, which is, you know, a bit intense. Like, you have to pay attention to the pattern. Last but not least, waiting for the yarn for this, and I finally got my yarn for the Warhol sweater. It's you know, it's a yoke sweater. I could do those in my sleep. I mean, you know, ho-hum, you know, not a lot of great fitted quality. You know, it's a sweater, but genius. with the neons and neutrals. I'm digging it. And I went ahead and I bought the yarn recommended for it. I'm really glad I did. This is a great, great color, and it's a very soft yarn. So this is going to be perfect against the skin. It's not itchy. I had a bunch of this yarn left over from Woolfolk, but to be honest, it's a bit itchy. This has no itch. It feels like a cotton ball, like a powder puff. So I wish I would have brought the book out. I wasn't crazy about the book. I think the photographs were a little bit hard to read. A friend of mine is knitting one of the shawls out of it, and it's a bit frustrating because you kind of, you want to see like the whole structure of it, and you can't. It's like layered up on somebody with another model, layered up with another scarf on top of that scarf with a sweater, and then in the background, it's like graffiti. But that's okay. I'm grateful for them coming up with a great color palette. So this is going to be going on my needles next. Oh, here's that lavender. Love you, me. Right? And this is what it looks like when I mixed it with this yarn from Woolfolk. Oh my God, I'm dying. It's so soft. It's just, I love this color too. Yeah, so frosty. It's just such a frosty little wintry, it's delicate, it's romantic. Whereas the red is just like, yeah, this is their other mohair, which I really like a lot better. I like mohair that has, enough fiber in it where it's gonna have some halo. So this was good. I'm really happy with that. So yeah, that's it for now. Oh, let me show you what I did. I started this #1 sweater. It talks about holding 2 strands of mohair together, and I thought, oh, that's a little bit, it's too wonky for me. I like sweaters that have structure and that aren't too wobbly. I don't know. And I wasn't crazy about the color. I mean, I might rethink it, but yeah, no, I scrapped this project because I think I have 3 or 4 strands held together, and I still didn't get the fabric, that I wanted. When I wanted more of like a structured fabric that was gonna hold together. And part of that reason is because when you knit mohair like this on its own, every little mistake is just a bit of a nightmare. So when you're holding your mohair, your silk mohair with a fingering weight wool, it is a luscious fabric. Whereas this is just, for me, I mean, maybe, I think for a shawl, it's great. But for a sweater, I can't do it. So, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll rip this out and repurpose it and start turning it. You know what's cute is the Sophie shawl. That could be cute. But, I mean, I don't know, with my silk scarf collection, I don't know, I could. It could be something. All right, well, that's it for me. Thanks so much for, showing up and letting me share. And I'll see you next week or next month, or it could be another year before I make one of these. But I'm just here to have fun. That's about it. So yeah, a lot going on, but I'll definitely keep you posted on my other finished objects. And I have others, but I thought, well, this is a good start. But thank you. Ciao for now.